What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to spend some time in this video talking about WeatherXM and reviewing this WS2000 helium weather station that rewards you in the form of WXM mining tokens. Now this is a pretty new and decentralized weather tracking and reporting blockchain project built on the Ethereum network. This blockchain project utilizes the proof of location protocol to process and secure network transactions and data, and also to reward its miners. Now before I go any further, I want to thank HeliumDeploy for sending me out this WS2000 weather station device. If you're new to mining, or even if you are experienced and are just looking for a new mining project, HeliumDeploy offers competitive prices and a seamless experience for purchasing mining equipment. Now what's different and sets them apart versus all of those other companies who provide various mining equipment is that HeliumDeploy walks you through the entire life cycle of selecting and purchasing the right equipment for you, all the way through setup and throughout your ownership life cycle. With HeliumDeploy, you can rest comfortably knowing that you're buying equipment that's going to give you the best bang for your buck. This journey typically starts with their estimator and assessment tools, which helps tailor the solution that HeliumDeploy has for each of their customers. These tools are designed to help you select the best mining project for your location and unique situation. The tools allow you to select the different types of mining projects and hardware, and it tells you the earning potential for your location, and it even gives you a good projection of what your earnings per day might look like. They'll also tell you if a certain project is not suitable for your area because of things such as oversaturation from too many miners in your hex, or even if the hardware is not even supported. HeliumDeploy also does offer premium support across the lifetime of your hardware to minimize any kind of downtime, and they also leverage AI-powered solutions and a vast amount of data that they've collected over time to help you quickly recover from any outages as soon as possible. HeliumDeploy also has a huge community of experienced individuals that you have access to as a customer in order to help you answer any questions that you might have. Now, as a hardware provider, they aren't just all about selling you a piece of equipment, but they're more interested in the service that they can provide in order to help you be successful and at the same time grow the networks that they service. That means providing you that end-to-end support even if your area and your situation ends up not being suitable for any of the equipment that they offer. So whether you're new to mining or you're a hardcore experienced individual, I definitely recommend purchasing your equipment from HeliumDeploy. Now, like most other blockchain-based projects, the hardware that sustains this network is pretty identical across all different manufacturers, with HeliumDeploy being one of the top and the most responsive suppliers of equipment. Now, for a short period of time until Monday, June 24th, which is about 8 days from the posting of this video, HeliumDeploy is doing a WeatherXM giveaway where you can randomly be selected to win one of 3 WeatherXM helium stations or 100 WXM tokens for 3 winners by simply submitting your name and email address using the link in the description section below. You can also increase your chances of winning one of these 6 prizes by completing additional tasks to earn additional entries. And then, of course, to support this channel and to allow us to continuing doing future contests like this, please also make sure that you like this video and subscribe. Anyways, back to the topic of this video. Now, I've been a longtime supporter of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology for the longest time, and I started mining Bitcoin and eventually Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies early on. Now, because hardware has gotten a lot more expensive, recently I've been supporting a lot more smaller projects, and now I've got a number of helium and mobile hotspots set up in various locations, and I've been making a pretty decent amount while also helping to grow those networks. Now, I'll be completely honest that I'm still pretty new to WeatherXM, but I have learned a lot over the course of the last week about it, and like everything else, it's all about decentralization. Now, if you aren't familiar with this project, WeatherXM very recently moved from its testnet to mainnet and is an exciting project that helps collect, publish, and share weather data across the WeatherXM network. Now, in return for setting up one of these devices and helping to grow the network, miners are rewarded with tokens called WXM, and like most cryptocurrencies, can be traded or withdrawn for cash. Now with this device, you also do get and share valuable data such as temperature, wind speed, precipitation, and other weather and climate related information. Now that's definitely something that I can get on board with because I'm finding a lot today that most weather forecasts are inaccurate. Now, as of this recording, WXM is worth about 8 cents per token, with most station owners reporting on average earnings of $4 per day, which comes to about roughly $900 per year. Now, I know in comparison that doesn't seem like a lot, but because it's still fairly new, my outlook is that the network will continue to grow, which in turn will help the price of each token grow as well in time. Not to mention that it is also passive income, and if you're an early adopter, there's only a lot of growth that you can experience from here on. At current prices, you're looking at an ROI in about 3 to 4 months, which really isn't bad at all, especially if you've got experience in the cryptocurrency space, which is about the average time frame for ROI. Anyways, stay tuned and I'll take you through the unboxing, the setup, and my initial review and impressions of this WS2000 weather station. Okay, so here we have a box with the WeatherXM hardware that's needed to set up your outdoor weather station and start earning WXM tokens. Now, like I mentioned previously, the hardware is pretty standard across most companies, and again, HeliumDeploy was generous enough to send me out this weather station and hardware to take you through the unboxing, the setup, and share with you my experience and feedback. Now again, this version of the hardware utilizes the Helium network to transmit and receive data, which is perfect because I do have a Helium miner set up in my backyard. Now, if you're in an area that you don't have a Helium hotspot, there is also a Wi-Fi version of this hardware available. Now, in the box itself, you will get a one-page setup guide, which has a QR code on it that links to various resources about the WeatherXM network and what it's all about. In addition to that, there is also a lot of linked information on the project itself, as well as other resources. Now, digging deeper, you do also get the fully assembled weather station itself, along with a battery pack extension that requires 6 AA batteries, which coincidentally is not included in the box itself. Now, on top of that, you also do get aluminum zip ties, which you can use to secure the different pieces of hardware to wherever you're planning to set this thing up. Now, in my case, I did use the zip ties for the battery pack in my setup. And then that's pretty much it. Not much else in the package, although I did notice that some people got an L bracket for mounting this weather station on the wall, which I guess was not included in my package. Now again, this is the WXM Helium weather station WS2000. It retails for $400 on HeliumDeploy's website, which I will link with my affiliate link in the description section below. Now, once everything is unboxed, all you have to do is assemble the unit by connecting the rain dish to the weather station and adjusting the solar panel to the appropriate position so the weather station can be powered during the day by sunlight. Now, when setting this thing up, you will also need to purchase and install the 6 AA batteries into the power pack, which I assume will power the station at night when there is no sunlight. Now, connected to this battery pack is also a dummy battery pack that you'll need to install into the bottom base of the power station by unscrewing the cover to the battery chamber on the power station itself. And when installing that, there is also a little diagram on the dummy battery pack itself that shows you how it should be installed. Now, I'm actually not sure if you can get away with just installing 3 AA batteries instead of the 6 into the base of the power station itself, but I decided to just follow the instructions and install the dummy battery pack to get things set up quickly. Now, because my unit did not come with the J-pipe or any mounting materials to mount the weather station, I simply went to Lowe's and bought a bird feeder pole as well as a 10-inch steel pole to drive into the ground and mount the weather station itself. Now, I did decide to start with the smaller bird feeder pole to see how things went, and also to make it easier in case I needed to make adjustments. And if all things go well, then I will move to the taller 10-foot pole. Now, this was probably the most difficult part of the setup, which of course in itself was not very difficult at all. Now, when you are installing the weather station, you'll need to make sure that you use the level on the station itself to ensure that it is properly balanced and centered. And then you also need to make sure that the weather station is facing north, following the markings on the weather station itself that shows which part of the station should be facing north. Now, in addition to that, the instructions do say that you need to make sure that the weather station is at least 6.5 feet off of the ground or the surface that it's mounted on, and ensure that the surrounding area is open and not in a space with objects casting shadows over the weather station. Now, if you do have the helium compatible unit like I do, you'll also need to make sure that you are in an area that is covered by a helium hotspot in order to both transmit and receive data and information. If you don't, then I'd either recommend finding a spot like that, buying a helium hotspot, or getting the Wi-Fi version. Now, once all of that is done, you just simply need to download the WeatherXM app and register and connect the weather station in the app itself. There is actually a quick installation and setup guide that you run through when you do the install on the app, which makes it a breeze to set this thing up. In addition to that, you will also need to connect your MetaMask wallet to the app in order to get paid any earnings that you get from mining and supporting the network. Those instructions are also included in the app as well. Now, in this video, I won't actually go through and bore you with the installation and setup in the app, but if you do want a follow-up video with a detailed walkthrough of my installation, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll post a video as a quick follow-up video for that. Now, once everything is set up, it's basically like every other blockchain related project where you sit back and passively collect income and support the network. It's pretty much a hands-off, hands-free environment. Now, in my case, and I guess because I want to give you a quick preview, after about 2 days, my weather station did start transmitting and earning rewards. However, I did get an error message that said I was having problems that were preventing me from getting full rewards because there was an issue verifying my station's location. Now, this message gave me an invalid location error, and I did make some adjustments. However, because I just did those adjustments, it did say that it would take 2 to 3 more days to reevaluate and update to let me know if the issue is fixed. So right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern, but that's to be expected. It's definitely not going to be perfect the first time you set equipment up, especially when it comes to blockchain technology. And I've learned over the years that there are some times where you're going to need to tinker and kind of evaluate and fix things until things are working perfectly. Now, what that also means is that my weather station is connected and it's transmitting and receiving data, but we'll have to see over the next couple of days if there's any other issues that I need to address. Now, what's nice is that I am seeing and getting good weather readings that's letting me know what the humidity levels are, what the wind levels are, and what directions they're going in. And it hasn't rained, so I haven't gotten much precipitation information, as well as the temperature and what it feels like around the area, which is nice to have on hand. Now, if you dig into the weather conditions even more, you can get a historic view of what the weather has been like, as well as other information like pressure, radiation, dew point, as well as the UV measurement around your area. Now, from the app itself, you can also get a forecast of what the next few days will look like. And because you are generating that information, you can also validate how accurate it is and help with the accuracy overall by transmitting your actual data to WeatherXM, which of course then is also broadcasted and used by other weather forecasting companies. And then overall, it's also nice to know that this information is also being transmitted to WeatherXM to help improve the overall accuracy and even just provide the data for use globally. And then of course, eventually you are also earning passive income from this data and helping to support the network. Now, one thing to know, just like most of these decentralized projects, your weather station will be given a random name, which of course that you can change. And you will want to make sure that you are placing it in an area or a hex that does not already have an existing station present, which could overall decrease the amount of reward that you're getting. It's also expected that over time, as the network grows, rewards are going to diminish, but I am sure that there are other reward systems that will be introduced to make up for some of that as the data is being used by other systems. Now, as you can see from this global map, the WeatherXM coverage is pretty big and vast, and it has grown in size from when this was in beta. And it is growing globally, with a majority of the coverage being in the United States and Europe. Anyways, this was just my initial impressions and installation video. And like most decentralized projects, I am super excited to see where this thing goes. And I again want to thank HeliumDeploy for sending me this WeatherXM weather station to unbox and review with you guys. Now, I do think this project has a lot of potential. And as you can see from the map, it definitely does have a huge community behind it. Now, the hardware itself is very durable and the setup is super easy. And I am especially excited to be able to support this network. And like most of you, I'm looking forward to adding to the different projects that are providing passive income. Now, I will definitely post some follow-up videos just to let everyone know how things are going and what my earnings look like. So definitely check back and ring that bell icon to get notified when I post new content. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And if you do have any questions or would like to see anything specific about this weather station, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Again, if you want one of these for yourself, I will leave my affiliate link in the description section below. And as usual, I'll see you in the next video.